Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the Indie Zone podcast. My name is Kathy. Tomorrow is Monday, February 2nd, 2026 here in the United States. Exactly 7 months to the day that Brian C. Kohberger, the defendant in the high-profile case of Idaho versus Kohberger, stood up in open court in Judge Stephen J. Hippler's courtroom in Boise, Idaho, and pled guilty to 5 serious felonies that he was expected to stand trial for in August of 2025 in a very highly sealed case. A case that had been proceeding for more than 2.5 years, where multiple documents were filed under seal at the request of the state of Idaho or at the request of the defense, and on occasion in a stipulation and agreement by both of the parties urging the court to seal documents from the public. During the time that this case proceeded, not a single motion or a stipulation to seal anything was ever rejected by any of the 3 judicial officers who served as the trier of the law in the case. Mr. Kohberger, the only person who has ever been arrested, charged, and prosecuted for the catastrophic events at 1122 King Road on November 13th, 2022, was sentenced on the 23rd of July. And Mr. Kohberger that day was carted off to the state prison in Idaho to begin serving his sentence. The case, however, still largely to this date, 7 months after he pled guilty, remains sealed. There is, however, a notification on the Ada County website that states, State versus Brian C. Kohberger. This case is now closed. The court is in the process of reviewing sealed court orders and documents. This will be a lengthy process, and all unsealed documents will be released as they are approved. All unsealed documents will be placed on the Cases of Interest webpage, and if you hit that link to the Cases of Interest webpage that is maintained by the Idaho Judicial Branch, you will see a number of cases. One is State of Idaho versus Brian C. Kohberger. If you hit the hot link at the very end of the case summary page, which is maintained by the clerk of court to document in chronological order key events that happened in the case. If you were to go to page 55, there are 4 orders. The December 18th order is an order sealing the state's motion to reconsider unsealing of certain records. Then came a court order later in the day on December 18th, 2025, an order from Judge Hippler unsealing, redacting, and or maintaining sealed status of documents number 88 to 179. These are the documents that were listed in the court's 3rd order to both of the parties, asking for their objections or non-objections to unsealing of documents number 88 to 179, which are under seal. That court order of December 18th, 2025, rendered a month and a half ago, listed under sections A and C, dozens upon dozens of documents that Judge Stephen J. Hippler ordered on that date were to be unsealed to the public. If you go to the court docket, however, as of today, none of the documents numbered 88 to 179 that were ordered to be unsealed a month and a half ago appear on the public docket. The next 2 orders give a little bit of an explanation as to what has happened in this complete standstill of unsealing of documents. The first is a January 5th, 2026 order sealing the state's supplemental motion to reconsider unsealing of court records. And then finally, on January 29th, 2026, Judge Hippler's order sealing the state's supplemental response to court's 3rd order regarding sealed documents. The bottom line is, 7 months after Mr. Kohberger pled guilty, This highly sealed case, which had a gag order in place for most of the time that it was prosecuted, and also where multiple hearings were held behind closed doors outside of the public domain, still remains sealed to the public. Not only have the documents from the October 16th order not been unsealed, none of them, the judge has not yet issued the fourth order that would take matters into the end of 2024. The third order were for documents from January, February, and March. So the question remains, why is this case still so sealed from the public? We are hopeful that this new week will bring about the unsealing of documents Judge Hippler ordered were to be unsealed. Until next time, this is Kathy. Thank you for joining us here today.